Let's talk about the needle protection system on the 210 baler as part of the overload system. So what we have here is a rocker arm that is in time with the plunger. And the way this works is this arm up here is driven from the gearbox that drives the knotter, and that is constantly spinning. As it spins, this connecting rod is moving back and forth, and that is rotating this plate up and down. This edge is in time with the plunger, and when the needle yoke is in motion during the tie cycle, this edge and this edge are within, let's say, an inch of each other, and they're moving in unison up and down. If our needle yoke goes up and the knotter shear bolt shears, leaving the needles in the up position, when the plunger's coming in, this plate will contact the needle yoke here, forcing the needles out of the baler, protecting our needles. With that system, there is a shear bolt on the needle protection, which we're going to explain, just as a fail-safe to protect the driveline components. There is a shear bolt on the needle protection. It's kind of hidden in behind here. It's on the shaft that drives the needle protection counterweight. In the event that a baler was put into service out of time and the needles were brought into the chamber and the plunger crushed the needles, and the needle protection was unable to force those needles out of the baler, this needle protection shear bolt could shear, protecting the gearbox and the driveline components. Thing to note, the entire knotter drive system, the needle protection system, and the knotter and the needle yoke are driven from the main gearbox via a drive shaft that comes to the secondary gearbox, and then that powers the knotter system. I'm pointing out the shear bolt for the knotter. As you can see, it's here on this mechanism. This shaft is what drives our needle yoke, as well as a chain down to the knotter heads. If that becomes obstructed for whatever reason, this shear bolt will shear, protecting the knotters. What the lower Haydog is this mechanism here, and you can tell it's driven by the same arm that drives the needle yoke. What that does is when the needles are going up to tie the bale off, there are metal plates in here that pull up the bottom corner of the bale, giving more clearance for the needles and making a nice corner on the bottom of the bale. With that, we do have a shear bolt on the Haydog here. There's one on this side and one on the opposite side, so two total. Just in case there would be something obstructing the teeth, then we would be able to shear the bolts and not ruin the drive mechanism for the needle yoke.